New person! New person! What? 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 New person! What? Huh? Oh my god! Misty82, thank you so much for the follow, I greatly appreciate it, yeah! People know Misty. Hello! Apparently Mink and Cell know Misty. Hi! Hi, new person! She's your sister! Hi, Cell's sister. Hello. Why isn't the follower count updating, but the name is? What the fuck is happening? Oh, guys, chat. So I looked into shortening the amount of time it takes for people to be able to chat, and the lowest is 10 minutes. I can't put it any lower, which sucks, because I would love to make it 5, but the lowest I can put it is 10. So after 10 minutes, you can talk. It's just to prevent bots and stuff, yeah. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go back to my silence. Guys, I don't know what— oh, there it is! Wow, I was gonna be like, guys, I don't know why the follower numbers on the screen isn't increasing when I just got a new one, and there we go. It fixed itself! Nice. That's great. Yeah. Hi, Parmesan! Oh my god, we got a party here in chat today. Jesus! So many people! Yes. Okay, chat, here's the plan. We are going to do just the first trial session of this case, alright? We're not gonna go on. We're just gonna do the first trial. Because that'll probably take us 2 hours in itself. Okay. Only one. I need sleep. That's a mood. Yeah, okay, maybe Saturday. Let me check. Hold on. Saturday I can probably stream because I've got literally nothing going on. Okay. Okay. Guys, here's what's left of the last case, right? we have 2 parts of the first trial, 2 parts of the second investigation, and 3 parts of the final trial. And that's it. Oh, the stream's not loading again! Shit! We're just gonna act like that never happened. So we're gonna do the second trial. No, not the second trial. The first trial of this case today. And that's gonna be it. And then Saturday, if I'm feeling like a long stream, then we can finish this final case on Saturday. And that's probably gonna be a super long boy, because investigation is split into 2 parts, and the last trial is split into 3. And then that's the end of Ace Attorney Trilogy. Which means new game. And it also means, Tears of the Kingdom Create Run. Oh, shit! I had a 2-hour nap after work, but I'm still pretty dead from work. Oh, dude. Undertale, maybe? I have played Undertale already. Yes. Maybe Deltarune when it fully comes out for the Switch. Because I've done both chapters 1 and 2 of Deltarune. I've played all of Undertale, so if you guys want Undertale, it's not gonna be a blind playthrough. Undertale was way back. But it's also not gonna be a blind run. So, guys, before we start the game, since the end of Ace Attorney Trilogy is in sight, I want to start, my plan was to start my official, like, stream schedule after Ace Attorney Trilogy. Which you guys helped pick out. We're gonna do 3 different days of the week, right? I'm gonna try and stream 3 different days on the week. One of them is going to be, my... Yes, yippee! One of them is gonna be the challenge run playthrough. So, our 100% runs, in this case, it's Tears of the Kingdom Create Run. I'm gonna pick a day for that. We're gonna pick a day for, the current playthrough, chat votes playthroughs, which is you guys pick the game, like we vote on Discord. And the follower goals will also be a part of that as well. So if we hit 125, Twilight Princess HD is going to be a part of that. And then the third day is going to alternate between you guys picking an underrated indie game, indie RPG, underrated, whatever. That's going to be a separate vote, right? And that's going to alternate with create picks, which I stream whatever the fuck I wanna. So, in the Discord, probably later today or tomorrow, I will set up the polls, the votes for, picking the next game for both, chat votes and underrated indie RPG nights. That's the plan, chat. Do we understand the plan? Give me a metal pipe if we understand the plan. Nah, I was reading!
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Alright. To those who missed the plan, you could go back and watch the damn VOD. Alright, we're going. Watch the VOD. Alright. Trial time, baby. Let's go.
Oh my! Mr. Lorice feels that way about me?
Apparently. He isn't aware of your real secret at all. Can you explain the plan one more time? No.
This gun isn't very heavy.
Something just happened.
Mink got auto-modded. Alright, we're going. Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not, and in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Lorice is the witness today?
No. Believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Oh, bikini! So has he been revealed that he's gay or not yet? I missed a few streams. That's up to our interpretation. Okay, I'll give a recap on this case, alright? Okay. Recap, current recap. Okay. Phoenix is currently in the fucking hospital because he fell off a burning bridge trying to get to Maya, who is inside of an inner... It's not up to interpretation, it's obvious. Obvious. He did give Edgeworth his badge. Yeah, okay. Phoenix is in the hospital. We tried to save Maya. Maya is stuck in a temple. We are now currently playing as Edgeworth. Because this person is dead. And people are thinking that Iris, who's actually Dahlia Hawthorne from a previous case, who previously dated Phoenix, and she's in disguise and currently somehow out of jail when she's supposed to be. Wasn't this game about attorneys? What the hell did I miss? It's alright, This game was about attorneys. The previous two cases... Not the previous two cases. The case before the previous one, before this, was about a guy playing a phony Phoenix, somehow being able to get away with that in court. Maya eventually being dressed up in a maid outfit. Jean Armstrong, we just don't even want to talk about him. Ooh la la, Trace Bien. Super muscly dude. Emo girl. And apparently phony Phoenix was a tiger. Anyways. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dokesnam, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well then.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes?
You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed...
Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend once told me. Yeah, your friend.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself, whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, who's our prosecutor? I don't know. Oh, what the fuck happened to the judge? It's this guy. Bruh. Where's the OG judge? I want him back. What the hell? Hey. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Who is it?
The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. Zeus? It would already seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant. Francisca! The prosecution stands ready! Fuck yeah! She's back! I blew up my voice screaming, Jesus. Francisca! And you are? Francisca von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance, wouldn't you be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma?
Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case.
You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, huh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say?
There's no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office.
There isn't? But I'm sure once before... I
told you, there is no such weakling.
What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip at... I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. Oh, that's my laundry. Hold on. But there's still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. Hell yeah!
This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you. Slip through my. Oh, there we go. I now know the formulation of the sentence. I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. There we go. I see you brought your flair for the historon? I don't know. Too many big words! Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ah! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. Ah, yes, English. Yeah, exactly. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Doaksnam. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Yay!
There's no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Yay!
You can just see her forehead. Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. She is the height of a child. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness. Bailiff! Fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. She's my height. Yeah, there we go. That's how I would look if I were to take the stand. Just you could only see my forehead. Short boy.
Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone.
But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Ah!
The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave the sanctuary at once.
You want me to leave?
No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in the summer.
In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question.
That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that.
Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us a boot.
Is he Canadian?
First, tell us about your own movements that night, huh? I think he's Canadian. I just don't know how to do a Canadian accent.
What? I don't know. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, I was just heading back. That's when I saw it!
So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple.
Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple.
That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made.
There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
Yippee!
Okay, that night was happening in Acolyte. She was going back for some food. Ugh! Food? I left Iris to help the Acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, and I needed a long hot soak. So after I'd finished, I was heading back. That's when I saw it. Okay. There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. Okay.
We're gonna press everything.
What is this inner temple?
Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right?
Well, we'll be the one asking you the questions, madam.
In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training.
And how exactly do you help with this process?
It's not quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies.
A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? Violently? That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. Can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. Jesus. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? Fabulous back? Okay. Alright, I've never heard anybody describe a back as fabulous. That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me. Okay, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to the temple. You left Iris to help. With what? What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the... to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolyte so that they don't pass away. Just confirm this point again. That night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. So you returned to the Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath? My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world, after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little... I know that's on your mind. Huh? I bet your next question is gonna be, where exactly did you wash? This is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? I was... Pathetic Miles Edgeworth. The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick-me sign stuck to the defense's bench? Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... it was after I just finished. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. I was helping with the acolyte in her training at the temple. I left Iris to help the acolyte, but she... Ref, do something to double roasting my gentle Edgeworth! Okay, Iris said, yeah, she rang the lights out at 10 p.m. and she was in her room until the murder was discovered. She was never at the inner temple. She stayed in her room because she was scared of the fake blackmail letter. That was Larry trying to confess his love. Yeah, there we go. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well. Don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No! She said that? A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie.
She does indeed have honest eyes! Ah!
All people lie. That is my belief.
Why am I the only one being whipped here? Anyway, neither the witness or the defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question.
Dear, dear, dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Well, that isn't exactly what I...
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter.
Okay, then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, huh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. It was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Then please add your comments. Yes, Canadian. And please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination. I can't do a Canadian accent. That's the one thing that I can't do. Oh my god. Then I was helping inoculate training in the inner temple. You can see my back accent. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. She gave her hood to Phoenix. So she would have had her hood missing. Oh my god! Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant who you claim to have met... Oh. God. The defendant who you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course! That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Hold it right there! Why do you have that? Because she wasn't wearing it. That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma?
I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you?
The witness had seen the defendant as she claims. Then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well. Look at the crates!
That's hilarious. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order! Order in the court! Witness your response! Ah!
Sister, this hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see! A stockpile! A surplus of hoods, huh?
Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
Then this is quite strange. Ah!
If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here. He notices his face. They are in love, Your Honor.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness! While I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
Okay. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise! With that sword of all things! Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
After she was pushed out of her window?
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court, and me seeing it all from this very chair. Or, well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Oh, it's back, guys! She said the word! Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? She's whipping him in public for free? Okay. That sword. Stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out her window. I cannot hear foolish anymore. We have an autopsy report, don't we? We do. Yeah, body fell 10 feet after her death. This means, wait. Stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out her window. My brain. My brain. Stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Fuck the cemetery getter in the NBA! How can you even tell that? Oh, because we were with the previous investigation, the previous part, we were with Detective Gumshoe, and Gumshoe was like, yeah, there's a bunch of bruises on her body, like she fell or some shit. Wait! How does she know? How does she know about the falling out of the window? Bitch! How do you know? Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please, dude. Are we testing the stream delay again? Guys, it's because the game is on my laptop. It's not because of the Switch. Once I start playing Switch games, it'll be fine. It'll be okay. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. That's right! It says after death right here! Yes, we are! We test the stream delay with metal pipe around here. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go to take a 10-foot fall? Ah! Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And then she was thrown out of her window, down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dokesnim's room? She was stabbed with a sword that would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Ah! No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. Glorious playoff beard! Oh my god!
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure Your Honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion.
Emotional damage!
If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place.
God damn!
This removes all of the contradictions.
Order, order, order! I must admit this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
But if you close your emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage.
It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. The delay on that was insane. Ah, shit! I'm sorry, guys! Guys, I have more Ace Attorney games. This is on my Switch. We won't have to deal with the delay. We won't have to deal with the delay once we're done. The game is a bit bad with the delay. It's because I'm playing it off of Steam on my computer. That's why. I'm sorry, guys. We just have to deal with it, okay? Bear with me. I hate the stream delay as much as you guys. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please remain standing on the grate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please, give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? With the whip? Damn! That'd be a damn good massage. Oh boy, alright, alright. I love how Edgeworth's first thought of a massage from Von Karma would be with the wit. She can't type because we forgot to figure out setting her up a phone number and it won't work. Oh no! Wait! Bikini was made short in order to fit her sprites on the original GBA cartridge! That's hilarious! That's so funny! Oh my god. Okay. Not short enough! When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can ya? And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back! This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory! Von Karmas strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Okay, we literally just talked about the amount of blood. You're talking about seeing so much blood, and yet the sword is still in her.
So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right! Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too! When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well. That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point for— Yes! Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding?
Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw!
What did you see?
That's not how blood works! Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day!
Pulling the sword out? That's what she said.
Okay. Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out.
Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony.
Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine.
I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn.
How? Look at that fucking sword! How could that be smoothly pulled out of a body?
Bitch!
Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here.
What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain you—
Explain yourself!
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Doesn't appear? One meaningless dribble! I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose.
The objection stands! I whipped a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shichishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Oh boy. I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You've still got more! This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? This witness is telling the truth. Then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Order! Order! Ah!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth, raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that.
What does this all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is?
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the shichishito. What?
A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy, foolish fool.
Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon?
Well,
It's because Mystic Ami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe the Shichishito was the murder weapon. Order! 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 Ah! So maybe the Shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true! Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? Goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma!
No evidence of that kind was found.
Oh boy! Another mystery to throw onto the pile! Oh! Hold on. I'm receiving text messages. Whoop! A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast!
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was... it was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here?
The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe... I think I might know where the sword was I think I know where the sword was disposed of.
You what?
Well, then... I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Possible? What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Oh, boy. Hold on. Okay.
I saw the murder at around 11 p.m., and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks! Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used! It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River, and I came back while I was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She could drive a snowmobile after all. What? What?
Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best shape. Well, with my back and my age, you know. Quite.
Oh, quite.
There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph.
A snowmobile, huh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
The tracks begin in front of Hazakor Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes. The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please! Sister, do you understand what's at stake here? Why are you withholding information? Okay. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used.
Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5. They threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Okay. She says that she was... What? Saw the murder at around 11. I went out to the main gate. This doesn't fit. Yeah, okay, because these footprints... If she went out... Okay, if Iris went to the Eagle River with the snowmobile and disposed of the murder weapon and then returned before Sister Bikini walked out, then Sister Bikini's footsteps should be over the snowmobile track marks. The track marks are clearly over her footprints. So the snowmobile would have been used after she walked out. She wouldn't have seen tracks. If we're assuming that those footprints are hers. Yeah. I mean, this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? If Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned, if this was the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of... Oh, that also makes sense. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back. Ah! You're right! You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. Huh? On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks. The snow stopped at 10:50, and she said that she went out at 11. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? Why, there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction. Can I make that the middle finger? No. No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, huh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. Beep! Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time. Correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. Can I make that a gun? What? Hello? New person can talk! Hello, hello! Taking a drink of Wawa. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Order! Order! Very well, then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this, then. When is a weather report ever correct? No, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Forecast data. All weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. It's true. We cannot be totally sure, huh? What? How did she pull that off? It stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. Come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well, I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Ha! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? That it had already stopped snowing. Picture. Because her footprints are still fucking there. Her footprints are there!
How did you get past security? His fortress
It's impenetrable! Door was unlocked. Son of a bitch! Her footprints are there. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. Huh? If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elite. Oh, I thought it was because of her footprints. We could see her footprints. The victim herself, Miss Elise Stokesnam. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. In other words,
I come to make an announcement.
Oh, God.
Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife. That's right.
He took his hedgehog and he pulled
really
his dick out,
and he
pissed on my fucking wife,
and
he said his dick was
this big. And
He said that's disgusting. So I'm making a call-out post on my Twitter.com. Shadow the Hedgehog, you've got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut, except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dong looks like. That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that, it looks like two balls and a bong.
You fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm gonna fuck the earth. That's right, this is what you get. My super laser piss! Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon! How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot! We have 23 hours before the piss droplets hit the fucking earth. Now get out of my fucking sight before I piss on you too. I've been pronouncing her name wrong? It's Donim? I thought you could hear the X. Oh man. I thought it was Dokesnim. Dude, Dokesnim sounds cooler. I'll pronounce it right from now on. Donim. Oh man. Then in this photograph there should be 2 sets of tracks. Ah! Word for word, no stutter. I have talent. Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I am not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder, which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. Weird. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, the snowmobile was there. It was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. But that isn't possible. Oh, shit. Order! Order! Order in the court! What does this all mean? So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't have possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. Oh, goodness. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I have nothing more to add. I told you everything that I know. But then that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out, walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder. I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind, which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder, and the second being, this individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth! Who is this idiot you're talking about? It's Larry. Larry! This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de Leduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. What? This is Larry Butts, a despicable, despicable? I really can't talk. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim. Elise Donim. Dude, Doxnim sounds cooler. Her student. Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? I don't think we should be trusting her with the whip. If she can have a whip, we can have a gun! I agree! I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. We should riot! He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately! I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well, Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess! Yippee! Ugh. Goodness me. Okay, chat, I am gonna go put my laundry in the dryer. Enjoy this tense music while I be right back.
I miss my wife, Tails. I miss her a lot. I'll be back. I come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife. That's right. He took his hedgehog fucking quilly dick out and he pissed on my fucking wife and he said his dick was this big. And I said that's disgusting. So I'm making a call-out post on my twitter.com. Shadow the Hedgehog, you got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dong looks like. That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows.
Who did the Eggman speech?
Like 2 balls in a bong. He fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm gonna fuck the earth. That's right, this is what you get. My super laser piss.
God.
Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon. How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot! You have 23 hours before the piss droplets hit the fucking earth.
Now get out of my fucking sight before I piss on you too. Guys, if we riot, I'll bring the war paint. I want a rainbow war paint. Okay, I'll hit the store tonight. Oh my god. Alright. Should I get anything else? Fireworks. I think that'd be cool. Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you in any way I can.
First, about that night, you really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room, in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, shit! Oh! Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Her?
The safety of the Acolyte.
The Acolyte, huh? Oh, Maya! I want a rainbow AK-47. I'll clear the stock and my wallet. She must be talking about Maya. Oh, boy. Huh. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Donim?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
As I thought. No psycho-locks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Alright, time for Larry. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where's the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume his intention was to capture you. Ah!
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Loris Donim, I hope you're ready. Get in here!
Seem that a whip is going to see plenty more use today. Yay, Lay!
Oh! Your sketch is in contempt of this court.
Hey! I was just artistically rendering. You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist, training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color viridian.
Larry, this isn't an art store, now is it?
I know! I graduated junior high, okay?
Mr. The Avatar Whip Lady, don't hit my boy!
Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope.
That's it. Thanks, buddy.
It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. Ref, that's assault! Do something! Ref! Ref!
I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So, see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red! Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! Ref! Ref!
Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man!
Refrain from making me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness! That was all your fault! Testify now!
This is too much for me.
Okay.
Alright. I was at that lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked into the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy?
What?
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation? Or anything else?
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Oh my god. This poor baby.
Well, then let us proceed with the cross-examination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time.
Okay. I was at the lodge of the mountains looking up at the stars. I walked to the bridge a number of times. I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone.
Bitch, you saw Phoenix!
You saw him fucking fall from the bridge! My guy! Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you trying to console me?
Someone hug this man! I volunteer!
It certainly doesn't sound that way to me.
However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create!
You're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right, me, in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But what do you want me to do then?
Larry,
What you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it! I'll testify! Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? Oh, God. Okay.
Alright, Larry. For the love of God, he's not pathetic! I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. Oh my God! I looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire! There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burned out. Like, almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Dude, did Francisca not know that Nick fell?
Jesus.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Okay. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. It was the lightning. Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Okay, the thing doesn't say anything about thunder, so we're just gonna press everything. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess.
Excited? Dare I even ask?
I said the meeting time is 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait. And I thought she might come early, too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end.
Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they?
Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her.
This light was, of course,
lightning! Like, kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. Oh no! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly, but a big bada boom!
Or a little like that.
That's more like a punch from Miranda! Not Miranda!
Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so...
Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? I was burning up as well from the fire in my heart.
That's why you went to take a look at the bridge?
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold. So, at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so, I don't know, I changed my mind.
Not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out!
How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare. Well, ooh.
Yeah, dude, if the bridge was that on fire, why didn't you tell anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course, I thought of doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Huh? Yeah, okay. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay?
I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. What?
It's getting to a point where I can't read the words in my book anymore.
I arrived at the bridge. Whoops. There it is. Yeah. 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. How did... Huh? Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Okay, something's weird with this. Something's weird. Your very existence being a contradiction. Oh my god. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
Hey, what the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien!
But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those.
This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct?
Yeah. Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to... Oh yeah! There's a fucking 15-minute gap! Meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m.
That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
Edgeworth... What happened?! That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there, in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time.
Excuse me? I have an objection.
You do?
Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry.
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11, in which case it could have been earlier than that. What's your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma? The slope ahead is slippery, for there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. Whew. Oh, excuse me. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m.
Which means what exactly?
Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the told truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all.
Order! 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 Ah!
So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right there next to it. Why, then, did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space with this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
Ah, but this
Fuck
is
this
Larry.
shit, I'm out.
But this is Larry we are talking about, and even he isn't capable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes?
I may really say it. Ah! Then say it!
I'm giving up reading for today. My eyes are refusing to process words. Very well, I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? 15-minute gap.
Alright. I'm a donim, an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge! I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transfer it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up.
What? Why? I suppose artists can be strange folk.
That's right! I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch!
Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy.
Oh boy.
Oh, Mink is leaving. Bye, Mink! Go get some sleep. Have a good rest of your night.
I hope Para's already gone. It's way too late for him. Oof. Hey, where is this sketch? I want to see it. The burning bridge moved you that much, did it? I find that hard to believe.
You moron, Edge! You don't understand me at all! If I see an abandoned cat, I find myself passing by it with tears in my eyes. I'm a man overflowing with irresponsible kindness, and I use my irresponsible kindness to fill the pages of my notebook. An artist using a notebook. It's so pathetic, it makes me want to cry myself. I command you to go buy at least a proper sketch pad!
Oh my god.
What has that got to do with anything?
I'm not sure if I care for an artist using a notebook for sketching. Proceed, witness.
I want to see the sketch!
sketching the burning bridge.
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is... Ah!
Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Give us the drawing! I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted in there. Look at the sketch! Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please?
Well, well. Even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this.
Imagine what?
That Laurie Stonem's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ah!
Show it! Now!
Okay, but steel yourselves. This.
That's a person! Excuse me?
This is the world of Laurie Stonem.
There's a lady up there.
Well. So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
Ooh, nice try with the metal pipe. Good attempt.
This is going to get ugly.
No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry.
What?
The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate looking figure?
You spotted that? I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course! Iris!
I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan her for her future, you know?
What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that?
What? Larry, please answer this next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yeah, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist.
What the fuck?
Hi, the girl, she's really high up in this picture.
Larry! What? What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Object, sir, that's a person! I cannot with these flying people. First it's Max Galactica, next it's Mask Starter Mask. Now we have Flaming Fiery Spirit above a bridge. What?
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
Actually, there is some precedent for this.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It was really something to see.
This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what did you think of my debut piece?
Get the thing away from me! Horrible sketch of what he saw during the night of the crime. Dude, I like it. Right. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. Okay. I'm an artist. Stay awake and riot with me. Sketching. We saw the sketch. We saw the shock and awe that I was feeling. I transferred it all directly onto the page. Then he came running up. Ugh. I do not know where to go from here. Oh, ow. God damn. Must be cracking my neck, guys. I can break it like a Twix bar. Wait a damn minute! You couldn't have seen her hood. It was given to Phoenix! Oh my fucking god. This damn hood. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1. That is the truth. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be?
The person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ah!
A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing... Bye, Mink! Bye! Have a good rest of your night! Thanks for chilling! The individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Ah!
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight?
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why, you Nick? You dog!
Want to see the birthday present I'm making for my best friend? She's turning 18. Yes, please! Send it! Send photo. Yes, yes.
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the garbage.
Huh.
What is it now, witness?
Feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy! Today is the day I get to completely stupefy you!
What?
What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Laurie Stoneham, shall prove it.
What?
I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch, and show us your evidence that a nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain!
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me. Ah! Proof that Iris flew. Okay.
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding this beautiful crystal
Oh, there's the sphere.
half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Yeah, sure thing. It's not the whole present, but it always has to have a handmade part. I hope you will like it. Okay, hold on.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Ah, cool. Oh, yes. Very cool. I like it. Looks very neat. Yes, yes. Okay. I did! My god, the stream delay. A crystal sphere!
This one, pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers!
That sphere. Where did you find it?
What? Let me see, around here somewhere? It looks about right.
It was half buried in the snow.
It pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward.
There's something on it.
Huh?
Oh my, it's blood! What? Blood? Oh god.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Lap Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna be pushing me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Maurice Donim only a few minutes ago? All the bottles will get little labels. Oh, it's adorable. Hell yeah. Okay, Dusky Bridge. Crystal Sphere! However, there's a fucking staff! It goes with the fucking spear. Buddy! Larry. That night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot?
Miss Elise Donim, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here.
Yeah, she's got that sphere.
And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere.
Hey, that's my photograph! Give it back! Ah!
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal sphere! It's gone!
What? What?
Oh god, just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris after all. She was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Donim? A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly. Thus, it is rejected.
You cannot do that! I saw it with my own eyes!
And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Miss Francisca von Karma, the only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. You expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case.
That crystal sphere? It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch.
What? You mean I'm the killer? No!
All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Donim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? We're saving! Sure! I don't know how! Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it. That's the only option. That's what he'd do. Oh! That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he's cornered.
That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Miles Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Evidence that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder. She doesn't have her staff on her in this photo.
Wait, is this because of the tracks? The footprints here, and then these tracks might be Elise.
I'm going with that theory. This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry.
Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing. Even it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the— oh yeah! She's not covered in snow! As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Ah! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? You heard me right? Oh, Jesus, that one was disgusting. Ugh. Sorry, chat. Order! 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 On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge, and there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What? What could that have been? This sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? Huh? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. What? What? The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? You! Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! No, it isn't. Huh? You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. That statement is the truth. Then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Snowmobile. Either snowmobile or these footprints. Either or. Refreshing. On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Order! 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 Ah! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Huh. You're too late, Francisca Von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim, Elise Donim, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you.
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason and one alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to right.
Really? That's what this is all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Franzi whipping me.
Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
What a shame, Franzi!
This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to... I demand satisfaction! He's dead. Alright.
Cannot believe the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned!
Yippee!
Oh my god. Ugh, my voice is dying and it's because of Larry. Ref! Alright. He's just misunderstood. Parm got auto-modded. Alright. Chat. That is gonna be it for today. Yes, yes. I think I'm gonna... Okay, here's my plan. If I'm not burnt out from work tomorrow we will do the investigation. And then Saturday we will do the trial. Split that into two so that we don't have to deal with a lot of stream delay. Cause oh my god, that took a long time. That's gonna be the plan, guys. 3 streams in a row, oh my god. It depends if I'm not burnt out from work or not. Alright. Oh.
Is there anyone I can raid?
Oh, there's nobody I can raid.
Pooey!
Alright guys, you guys can just scatter. You guys can scatter. Go scatter. Go do what you guys need to do. Yes. Go do whatever you need to do. If you need to go to sleep, if you want to keep watching a different streamer, if you need to go eat. Yes. Oh my god. The stream delay is insane. Wow. Goddamn. That is like more than a minute. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm gonna end this now. Before it gets insane. Okay. Alright, chat. Remember to drink some water. Remember to eat some snacks. Remember that you are a loved and valued person. I am hopping off for the night. I gotta go eat some food. Eat some dinner. Yes, yes. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone! Bye-bye! 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 I'm trying to drag this out as long as I can for the stream delay for people to catch up. Jesus Christ. Bye-bye, guys! Bye-bye! 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 Go take a sip of my Wawa! Bye-bye! Bye-bye!